What's the one thing you've been carrying that you've never said out loud? Not the thing you told your therapist, not the thing you posted vaguely about on Instagram. The thing you haven't even let yourself think in full sentences, because if you say it, even to yourself, it becomes too real. That thing, the one sitting in your chest right now, making it hard to breathe, the one you've been holding for days, weeks, maybe years. What if I told you that thing, that exact thing you're carrying in silence, is the reason you can't sleep? The reason you feel disconnected from everyone around you? The reason you've been slowly disappearing from your own life? Silence isn't protecting you, it's suffocating you. And today, we're going to talk about why breaking it might be the most important thing you ever do. Here's what nobody tells you about keeping quiet. Your silence has a voice, and it's been lying to you. It tells you, nobody wants to hear this. It tells you, this will make you a burden. It tells you, if you say it out loud, people will know how broken you are. It tells you, you're better off handling this alone. And you believe it, because silence is convincing. It's been with you longer than most of the people in your life. It knows exactly what to say to keep you quiet. But here's the truth. Silence doesn't want you to know. Every single person who's ever felt relief from their mental health struggles started by breaking their silence. Not when they had it all figured out. Not when they felt ready. When they finally just said, I can't carry this alone anymore. That moment, that terrifying, vulnerable moment of speaking, is where healing starts. Not therapy, not medication, not self-help books. Those things help, but they all start with the same first step. You have to break the silence. You have to tell someone, I'm not okay. And I know why you haven't. Because silence has convinced you that what you're feeling is too much, too dark, too weird, too embarrassing for anyone else to handle. But let me ask you something. How's silence been working for you? Has keeping quiet made the thoughts go away? Has suffering alone made you stronger? Or has it just made you more tired? Let me explain what's happening in your brain when you don't speak about what you're going through. When you experience pain, emotional, mental, whatever, and you don't express it, your brain doesn't file it away as dealt with. It files it as threat still active. So your nervous system stays on high alert. Your body keeps producing stress chemicals. Your mind keeps circling back to it, trying to solve it, trying to make sense of it. And because you're not talking about it, you're not getting external perspective. You're just stuck in your own head, which, let's be honest, is probably the worst neighborhood to wander around in alone when you're struggling. Silence turns a painful experience into a prison. Because when you don't speak, you don't just hide the problem. You start believing you are the problem. You start thinking, I'm the only one who feels this way. You start thinking, something is fundamentally wrong with me. You start thinking, I'm too damaged for anyone to understand. And the longer you stay silent, the more isolated you feel. The more isolated you feel, the harder it gets to speak. And round you go, getting quieter and quieter until one day you realize you haven't had a real conversation with anyone in months. That's not strength. That's drowning in slow motion. Here's the biggest lie silence tells you. If you say it out loud, it will be too much for them. You picture yourself finally telling someone, your best friend, your partner, your mom, anyone. And in your head, they recoil. They don't know what to say. They change the subject. They pull away. They confirm what you've always feared. You're too much. So you don't say anything. You smile. You say, I'm fine. You redirect the conversation. You protect them from you. But think about this for a second. Really think about it. If someone you loved was hurting the way you're hurting right now, and they came to you and said, I need to tell you something hard, would you think they were too much? Would you wish they'd kept quiet? Or would you want to know? Would you wish they'd told you sooner? The people who love you aren't as fragile as your silence wants you to believe. They can handle your truth. What they can't handle, what actually hurts them, is watching you disappear while pretending you're fine. And yeah, maybe the first person you tell doesn't get it. Maybe they say the wrong thing. Maybe they're uncomfortable because they don't know how to help. That doesn't mean you were wrong to speak. It means you told the wrong person first. So you try someone else. You keep trying until you find the person who says, "Thank you for telling me. You're not alone in this." And when you hear that, when someone sees your darkness and doesn't run, everything changes. Stop for a second. Don't just keep reading. I need you to really sit with this question. What's the hardest thing you've never said out loud? Is it, "I think about dying more than I should"? Is it, "I don't know if I can keep doing this"? Is it, "I'm scared I'm becoming my parent"? Is it, "I feel nothing and that terrifies me"? Whatever it is, that sentence you've been swallowing every time it tries to come up. What if you said it today? Not to everyone, not on social media, not in a dramatic way, just to one person you trust. One text, one call, one message, one sentence. Here's what will happen. At first you'll feel exposed, vulnerable, like you just handed someone a weapon they could use against you. Your heart will race. You might cry, you might shake, you might immediately want to take it back. But then, maybe not right away, maybe after they respond, maybe a few hours later, you'll feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Lighter, not healed, not fixed, just lighter. Because you shared the weight with someone else. Because it's not just your secret anymore. Because someone else knows, and they didn't leave. And once you break the silence once, it gets easier to break it again. You start realizing you don't have to carry everything alone. You start finding your people, the ones who can handle your truth. You start building a life where you don't have to perform happiness. You just get to be honest. Here's something that might break you open. Right now, someone in your life is waiting for you to say you're not okay. Not because they're watching you, waiting to swoop in, because they're struggling too, and they think they're the only one. And if you spoke first, they'd know they're not alone. Your silence isn't just affecting you, it's affecting everyone around you who feels the same way and thinks they can't say it. When you break your silence, you give other people permission to break theirs. When you say, "I'm not okay," someone else hears, "Oh my God, me neither." That's why speaking matters. Not just for you, for everyone who's been watching you hold it together and thinking, if they can do it, I have to do it too. But you can't do it. None of us can. Not alone, not in silence. And the moment you admit that out loud, you stop being a perfect person who has it all together. You become a real person, and real people connect. Real people help each other. Real people survive together. I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm not asking you to comment. I'm asking you to tell one person in your real life. Today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Today, pick someone, your best friend, your sibling, your therapist if you have one, your partner, a crisis line if you don't feel safe with anyone you know, and tell them the thing, the hard thing. The thing you've been carrying in silence because you thought it would destroy you if you said it out loud. You don't have to have a whole conversation. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to make it make sense. You just have to say it. Text them, "Can I tell you something hard?" Call them, "I need to talk about something I've been holding in." Message them, "I haven't been okay, and I need you to know." That's it. Start there. The words will come once you crack the door open. And if you truly don't have a single person you feel safe telling, call 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. They're there. They're waiting. They want to hear from you. Because your voice matters. Your story matters. Your survival matters. And you don't have to do this alone anymore. Let me tell you what your silence has stolen from you. Connection. Relief. The chance to be fully known. The possibility that someone could help. The realization that you're not uniquely broken, you're just human. Silence promises safety, but it delivers isolation. It tells you it's protecting you, but it's actually killing you slowly. It makes you believe you're strong for holding it in, when really you're just exhausted from holding it up. And the worst part, silence makes you think you're the only one, that everyone else has their shit together, that everyone else is handling life better than you, but they're not. They're just quieter about their struggle. They're doing the same thing you're doing, smiling in public, falling apart in private, convinced they're the only one. And as long as everyone stays silent, nothing changes. We all keep suffering alone, convinced we're alone in our suffering. So break the cycle. Be the one who speaks first. Be the one who admits they're not okay. Be the one who makes it safe for everyone else to stop pretending. Your honesty is a gift, not just to yourself, to everyone who needs permission to be honest too. I know you're scared. I know silence feels safer. I know speaking feels like standing on the edge of a cliff and jumping without knowing if there's water below. But here's what I know that you don't. There is water. There are people waiting to catch you. There is relief on the other side of your silence. So what's the hardest thing you've never said out loud? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell the comments. But tell someone. Today. If you broke your silence because of this video, if you reached out to someone, if you finally said the thing, comment, I spoke. That's it. Just those 2 words. So we know you're taking the step. If this made you realize you've been carrying too much alone, subscribe. We're building a community where silence isn't strength. Honesty is. Your silence is lying to you. Your voice is telling the truth. Choose your voice today.